Hey there everybody, this is Robin with Creative2xmom, and I am just sitting down today to share with you a little bit of a life update, to share with you a little bit about why I have been missing from YouTube, I think for probably 5 weeks. I put up a video last week sharing with you my fall reading list. I just finished filming that one, so if you want to check it out, I will link it down below. But we have had some life craziness. I guess that's what you could say. I can't believe it's been 5 weeks since I posted. I have taken some breaks in the past before, but usually that's because of computer problems or filming problems, but never just a drop off the face of the earth. And it was totally something that I did not see coming. So back in the middle of August, I was putting up videos, and I think I had even pre-filmed a couple of videos. I have not been able to find that footage. I have no idea when I filmed. So if I find it and it's not time sensitive, it's still relevant, you will be seeing some of those videos coming up soon, but I don't even know what they were. I have no idea. So it was about the middle of August. Actually, let me back up to the beginning of August. My oldest son came home one day and he's like, I have a headache, I'm miserable, I feel awful. And it was literally like the second day of school, and I thought, well, you're sleep deprived, like you're trying to get back into the routine of high school and being up early and going to school and actually thinking, right? Kept him home the following day because he had some sinus pressure, and just trying to be cautious, I called the school and I said, oh yeah, no problem. He didn't feel great over the weekend, but he felt okay, and then went back to school on Monday. Well, about a week and a half later, not even that long, maybe a week later, I was starting school with my two youngers. This is the middle of August, and the second day of school, again, I come down with just feeling just complete exhaustion. It wasn't even noon, and I was completely wore out, and I thought, well, that's because, again, I've been on a summer schedule, I've been staying up till midnight. I have got to reorientate myself to getting back to a school schedule. And I was finishing 80-day obsession. I was on the last 2 days. I thought, I'm probably physically worn out. I'm mentally worn out from getting back into school, and I need more rest. So I spent about 4 days on the couch in the midst of trying to start school with my kids. The day 4 was a Friday, and I got up and I got them started, and I said, I'm just going to go lay down for like a half hour. Woke up 2 hours later, and I came in and I'm talking to the kids, and they're like, oh yeah, you got up and started the dishes, you started a load of laundry and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't even remember any of this. And so I kept thinking, I'm still wore out. And then on that night, I started getting sick to my stomach. And by Sunday, my husband was also on the couch, and I was like, we need to isolate. So we ended up in the bedroom. I ran out and got a home test for the great big superbug that is roaming the planet right now. And we both tested positive. His positive came up within no time at all. And I figure mine was probably a little bit slower because I think at that point I was probably on like day 5 or 6. And I'm thinking, oh, there is no way we're not all going to go down with this one. Well, luckily it was just my husband and myself, and the kids all escaped. I'm not quite sure how. We actually had my eldest tested. His came back out negative, which I really questioned because he had been sick just before me and had some of those symptoms like the congestion and the headache and the just being really tired. So I thought, well, I don't know. I think that one probably should have been positive. But it was a little crazy because for about a week, my husband and I had to isolate ourselves. We had to pull our kids out of school. My oldest is in public school. There is no more virtual learning this year because of the way state of California has changed. They're saying, well, if you're going back to school, we're not doing virtual learning. So he was missing all the class content of what was happening at high school. It's just been crazy. So my husband and I are isolating. And for me, he got the cough, he got the congestion. We both had fevers, pretty good, significant fevers for being adults. Mine was running around 103 if I wasn't taking Tylenol. In fact, I isolated for an extra day because that was actually the last symptom to disappear for me. Was the fever. It was the last thing I could get under control. He and I had a cough, very dry. We both had really dry coughs. But for me, the biggest thing was that I was getting sick to my stomach constantly. I couldn't eat. I could keep water down, but that was about it. And I couldn't feel hunger. So I would get to the point of being starving, and I would throw up because I was starving. And then I would eat something and my body would immediately reject it and I would throw up again, and then I would sleep. So that's pretty much what I did for like 5 days, is I just threw up and slept. It was pretty much a disaster. That for me was the hardest thing, was the constantly just being sick to my stomach. If I had just needed to sleep, and the exhaustion is pretty overwhelming. That was a level of exhaustion that I have never felt probably ever in my entire life. Even as a mom of babies, I don't remember feeling like that. So we made it through with the help of a lot of friends. I had a friend who went and got groceries for me. My mom ordered some Costco stuff for us. And honestly, probably the biggest thing was the fact that we had 2 teenagers in the house, and that they were able to, I could tell my daughter, okay, look, I know that grandma sent this. It was all sort of not super convenient food, but it was stuff that they could throw on a cookie sheet, throw in the oven, and then dinner was, open a bag of salad and have with it. That really helped a lot. We bought a lot of food that I typically wouldn't buy. One night I think we had like meatballs and salad. I was trying to keep it as a protein and a veggie every night, and then whatever happened after that happened, and it just was what it was. So that was kind of our experience. Our experience with the testing was not really great, but I think that's just because we are currently going through a surge in our county, and there's a lot going on. I know that right now it's very hard to find the at-home tests, but if you can, they worked really well for us to do that, because the results came back within 5 or 10 minutes, which was amazing, because then I knew exactly what I needed to do. I didn't want to be separated from my kids if it wasn't absolutely necessary. So then to wait, 4 days for my teenagers' test to come back felt like an eternity when I was able to find it out within 10 minutes. So I would definitely go that route again if I were to in the future. I think the biggest thing was that we stayed stocked up on zinc, vitamin C, and lots of Tylenol, because like I said, we both really struggled with getting our fevers to come down and to stay down. That was a big deal for both of us. Otherwise, we just slept and slept and slept. And even coming back, I came out of isolation on a Saturday, decided to stay home from church on Sunday, because I still thought, even though I had done my time, so to speak, I didn't want to expose anybody. So we took an extra week. I didn't go back to working out until like a Wednesday. So it had been 2 weeks in that time period that I didn't work out. And it was tiring. In fact, I said to my husband, I said, are you struggling? Because he's a runner. I said, are you struggling to get back into your routine? He was like, yes. It did not take much for us to just be tired. It wasn't like we never struggled to catch our breath. That wasn't a symptom that we ever had. But things just wore us out a lot quicker. And so even now, it's been about I think today or tomorrow will be a month. Even now, we are still really working to regain our strength. I can't work out nearly as hard as I did before, and neither can he. So we both feel that just we get tired a lot more easily, and we're both still dealing with brain fog. In fact, I'm hoping I'm not rambling too much in this video, because brain fog has been a challenge for both of us to remember. My teenagers, I'm telling them, you have to just laugh with me, because I won't remember anything. It's just the season that I'm in right now. I'm struggling to regain that ability to concentrate enough that I can put those things in my memory bank. I have to write everything down right now. And I have heard that before, and I didn't realize how much of a struggle that was going to be. I thought, oh, I'll have some vague memories. Nope, I have to write everything down. So that was our experience. Luckily, our kids didn't get it, other than we think maybe the oldest did, and we don't really know. I was very thankful that they didn't get it, only because our symptoms weren't horrific. I mean, we could have taken care of our kids. That would have been all right. But just we were so tired and so wore out that it was nice to trust them, to kind of, that they were independent and that they weren't sick and that we didn't have to worry about that. It was a nice relief. So that's where we have been at. That's where I've been at. I've been struggling to get, our routine has changed since school started. My son and daughter's charter school lessons don't overlap anymore. And so to find the time to film has definitely been a challenge. And then on top of that, being so sick and having COVID is just, it's been a challenge to get back in front of the camera. I'm hoping to be doing more filming very soon. In fact, later this week I should have a what we read, and it will not cover just September, but it'll also cover August, because I was just recovering at the time that I should have posted August's video. So that will be coming up later this week, and hopefully I will have some good content for you guys soon. I'm glad to be beyond. In some ways, I mean, I wouldn't want to feel like that again, but in some ways it was nice to have walked through that, because I have things that I can share with my friends should that come up. We've already had a friend that has gotten it in the last couple of weeks, and so we've been sharing with them kind of what we did and how we are working to recover. So that's been nice. And I think the unknown was just really rough. The unknown of like, could this get worse, and what could happen. And so it's nice to have had that experience, so that should that happen again in the future, it's sort of like, once you've had a cold, now you know what a cold feels like. Same thing with COVID. I know that it could go another direction, but now that I've walked through it, it's taken away some of that unknown feeling. So trying to find blessings in sort of a chaotic past month. So leave me a comment down below. I have missed you guys so much. I've missed the interaction. I have been on Instagram a little bit, but not like I was before. I'm still getting back in routine. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you've been up to, how your school year is going, how you finished off your summer. I just really miss the interaction with you guys, and hope to be able to talk to you soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.